and welcome back to another episode of Literacy with Miss Leanna Moby. And this episode is going to be divided into two segments. Today's segment and next week's segment. And the reason why is because this final k sound rule has 4 rules within it. So I'm just going to divide them up into 2 days. That way it doesn't confuse you too much. So now on to our video. The rule for this week is the final k sound. Before we start, can you tell me the 2 graphemes that make the k sound? Good. C, k, and K. K. Those 2 graphemes make the word, the sound k. Now that makes it a little tricky when we're trying to spell words that end in a k sound because we won't know which 2 graphemes to write. But guess what? There is a rule for that. A rule that I did not learn until about 5 years ago. See, you're never too old to learn. So I just learned this rule. I did not know it existed. I knew how to spell the words, but I did not know there was a reason why the words were spelled that way. So our first rule for our final k sound is this. And before I tell you, I'm going to have you spell a word for me. I am going to give you a nonsense word because you are too smart and you know all the words, so you already know how to spell it by memory. So by using a nonsense word, you can apply what you already know, and you have to really know that spelling rule to see if you spell it correctly. So the word I want you to spell is strack. Strack. Ready? Let's count the phonemes in strack. S, t, a, k. Strack. Let's try that again. S, t, a, k. Strack. Let's put phonemes to graphemes. Is that short or long? Good. It's short, so I'm going to put that breathe on top of it. Hold up. Did we not just learn that there are 2 graphemes that make that k sound? The C and the K? How are you supposed to know? Well, let's do some trial and error because that's what I used to do before I knew this rule. Let's see what looks right. Strack. It reads correctly. I don't know if it looks right because it's not a real word. Let's put a K instead. Let's see. That also says strack. I don't know if it's spelled correctly because it's a nonsense word. So now let me teach you the rule. In a word that ends in a k sound and it has a short vowel before the k sound, you spell that k sound with a C and a K. I know that was a lot. So let me move back and make it simpler. The final k sound is spelled CK after a short vowel. Can you say that with me? K, CK after a short vowel. So this nonsense word would need a CK after a short vowel. Strack. Now let's try with a word that we already know how to spell. Tell me the phonemes in the word duck. Tell me the phonemes, the sounds in the word duck. You ready? D, k, duck. So we already know that short vowel, that is short and it ends in a k sound. So I know that k at the end is spelled CK after a short vowel. Let's see if that's right. D, k, duck. CK after a short vowel. You guys, my mind was blown. I know it gets easily blown, but I did not know that until 3 years ago. So I want you at home to try it with these 3 words. Try that CK after a short vowel with the word lick, pack, and truck. Try it out and you'll see that it is true. Rule number 2 for our final k sound. Really quickly, 2 letters that make the k sound, the C and the K, make the k sound, and the CK also makes the k sound. Now I added a different one. So I want us to spell a word. Again, we're going to use a nonsense word. Spell the word pake. Pake. P-A-K. Pake. K-k. Now I can be a K. It can be a C. It can't be a CK because the A is not a short vowel. It's an actual long vowel. So now what am I supposed to do? Let's write the graphemes to these phonemes. A, it is a long vowel, so I'm going to add that. You remember what it's called? Macron. A, yes. A, yes. Let's try that CK. A, absolutely not, because A is a long vowel, not a short vowel, so we automatically know that it's not CK. So here is this rule. In a word that has a long vowel, that final k sound is spelled K-E. Again, in a word that has a long vowel sound and it ends in a k, that k is spelled K-E. Let's try it out. Pake. Pake. Let's use a word that you already know. Let's finger spell the word stroke. Stroke. Let's try that again. Stroke. Let's take those phonemes and boom, put them into our graphemes. Are you ready? St, O, long vowel, macron. I know it ends in a k. It is a long vowel, so our spelling rule says it ends with a. K-E. So boys and girls, you've learned the final K sound, and you've learned the final CK sound. So let's review really quickly before I let you go, because I know this one's been a long video. In a word that ends in a K sound followed by a short vowel, that K sound is spelled CK. And in a word that ends in a K sound, but the vowel is long, that K sound is spelled KE. That was a lot for today, and stay tuned for next week where we learn the other 2 versions of this same rule. Yes, boys and girls, there are 4 of them. Be ready to have your mind blown. So, gracias amigos. Thank you for watching and coming, and I will see you next time. Hasta luego. Mwah.